Welcome on this very cold and sometimes sunny Monday morning to our KTN show, Life and Style, Books and Blogs. Some of you may be wondering why this face is here instead of the gorgeous face of Catherine that you're used to, but that's because I've not just hijacked this show, but she's somewhere in the trunk of my car and there's a ransom note out there. No, I'm just joking. Catherine is having a lot of fun in sunny climes, not freezing, like me and my two guests here. Our producer.
Allow me to ask.
Yes.
Chico, why are you in sun? Why are you in the, it's so cold, eh? You're in sunglasses, you're in summer wear.
You know, the way some people cannot leave the house without a scarf.
Without drinking? Oh, sorry.
I can't leave the house without my sunglasses.
Hey,
so they are safe up there.
I'm freezing.
It's okay, at some point it should be bright.
So we are going to get you some tea after this.
Okay.
Yeah? And if you're wondering who the freezer is our very own Bila. She's the producer of this and many other shows on KTN, a brilliant producer, and you'll soon learn she's also a very good book person. And then we have the author of two very good books you must get, Nairobi Cocktail and Immigrant Cocktail. You can tell she likes cocktails already. She's wearing those shades to hide the hangover. But don't tell anybody. So we are here with the famous Shiko Kimani Mwaniki. Welcome both to Books and Blogs.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
We are hoping to have a heated discussion.
We better.
Yes, that will warm you up. And that will make you shine so much that you just put your shades right back on your face.
Right.
Yeah. So you're aware that today the book we are discussing is The Secret Lives of Baba Segi's Wives by Lola Shoneyin. This is a Nigerian writer. I can also say I've met her.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, okay.
At Kafaskari.
Yes, that's interesting.
You have a selfie?
Reading in.
I
I don't do selfies.
Yeah.
We need evidence.
Yes. Yeah. This is the problem with the selfie generation. Yeah, it's not good old-fashioned, I believe you anymore. But this is a very interesting book. It's a bit traditional, just in terms of, because it's about a polygamous man, but it's told in such a humorous and such a 21st century manner. Yeah. And Baba Sige is supposed to be this guy who's like this 6.5 feet. That's like six inches, yeah, tall, yeah, and a very big guy. And he has married these three women, and a fourth one comes in to sort of destabilize. So, but let's start. What do you think about the entire institution of polygamy in the 21st century in Africa? I'll start with Shiko.
You know, polygamy, I think it's one of those times where people like to hide to bury their heads in the sand. It's there. But, you know, we have to be with it, that it's, you know, in this time of Christianity and all these, that there is no polygamy. But left, right, and center, people are polygamous. If they're not officially polygamous, a lot of them are cheating. So, for me, I say, you know what? Go on, be polygamous only if there's an agreement. Because then if there's no agreement, then there is war. And you don't want to create war. So, for me, I don't want to be in a polygamous relationship because I'm jealous like that. But if some people are not, why not? Why not?
Yeah. Easier said than done.
True.
Because, you know, Bila, it's very hard for these days. I think what Shiko is saying is that the institution of polygamy in Africa is being replaced by the sort of mpango kando culture. Yes, because, you know, that's a secret. Because when people die, the coffin isn't even in the ground. Yeah, there are just these people who pop out, you know, like they pop out of these nice plants. They're like, yeah, I was always there. And some are decades-long relationships. Yeah. And that's what's replacing, you know, like Baba Sige is a straight-up polygamist.
And I agree 100%. we're trying to pretend that now we're in the 21st. First, let me say the book is hilarious.
Totally.
I was laughing throughout, and I was laughing because the book felt like a Nigerian movie. As in, it just feels like a Nigerian movie. And the things that kept happening in the book were so cliche and so
True.
so traditional. You feel like for the whole time. I even wrote a book review about it actually, and I was like, this book is a Nigerian movie, full stop. So if you're looking to have fun, it felt a bit shallow because there was no big issues that were coming out, and there was no identification of maybe, for example, racism or colorism or gender inequality or all those things. Bigger issues didn't come out in the book for me. But, and that's my opinion, Smita.
Yes,
that's my
absolutely.
opinion.
Yes.
But the book is
Today
very,
I'm a
very...
moderator.
You're
So
today,
sounds Japanese.
Thank God for small masses.
I'm missing Catherine now. Yeah.
no, and you're entitled to your own opinion. But I really feel like this book is a feel-good book. When you're looking to get away, go on a vacation and you don't want stress, this is the book to go for. To make you feel
But
like
you
you're
see,
having fun.
I actually kind of disagree because although you say, you know, racism and, you know, gender equality, blah, 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 all those things where these days people think we have to discuss. But I think there are other important things in life, you know. Plus, this book is set in like a village, you know, those villages where they probably have never seen a white man or, you know, they don't even know. And I'm not saying that people should not learn about like gender equality and stuff like that. But for me, the biggest issue that came out of reading that book was a man can be as polygamous as, who's the guy who had 1,000
Solomon.
people? That
Yes,
one.
I know you last read the Bible
That
in
one.
1992.
But, you know, the women will actually be the ones controlling it.
Yes.
Because you look at this book, he thinks he's in
being
charge.
controlled.
But he's been,
controlled
you
by
know,
all his women.
Yeah, no, we men, we foolishly think we're in charge.
Exactly.
Yeah? But underneath, we, you know, smart guys like me always recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you're like, okay, I
yeah,
know my
yeah.
place.
Yes. Yes. Like now I'm being controlled by Catherine. I'm getting that feeling. And I like what you say. One thing I don't like what you say is that it's set in a backward place. That's why there are no white men. No, this book has actually got cars. It's inside a sort of
True.
a setting. So they have seen, it says that the issue does not arise. Like we were telling Magunga the other time, it's not every time. It's not a book about race at all.
Exactly.
But it addresses gender, I think even equality
Yeah, that's
in a very important way. But to get to your point, which is, you know, and related to the book, I liked the first wife, and I have to read this, she was called Segi.
Yeah.
Segi.
Yeah.
I'm a Segi.
Yes, Amasegi felt she's the mama
Yeah, she's
who is
the-
controlling. She's like she's the boss. She's the boss, and she has even planned for after Baba Sege's death. She's not planning to kill him, but she has said how she'll go back to the, I think
And get her money.
yes,
get her money back.
she'll inherit the money. She already runs cement businesses, which a lot of women of these polygamous people do, because usually it's a question of the wealthier man, you know, has the most chicken, the most chicks, the most wives. It's like that. So, how did you find like her character in the book? Because she really is like, I am the boss, and which is why there's so much conflict with Bonali, because she has made a certain truce with the others, or she knows how she controls them.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle
Yeah.
Baba Segi, but she has no idea what to do with this educated fourth wife who comes in.
I found her annoying, and it served the purpose. You know, I didn't hate her, I just found her annoying.
And malicious.
And very malicious, and then you have to, I mean, somebody who's going to the extent of planting juju
Yes.
I know.
on your behalf. And
I know.
especially because I can identify with that. Something like that happened to me, not with my husband.
You
or,
planted juju?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody planted juju somewhere and said it was me. So I can see,
you see that?
yes, when I was working in Dar
Central-
es Salaam.
Oh,
I
yes,
was
that-
working in Dar es Salaam.
yes, I
and
was wondering how
a lot of
Limuru and
people, no, we don't have juju
Yes,
in
I
Limuru.
know. You only have got mist and cold.
Yeah, and donkeys.
Yes, and donkey,
Yeah.
which you turn into samosas from time to time.
So, because some people are not happy with the position I held there. So and there's a lot of juju kind of thing happening there. So it was the easiest way to get rid of me. So they got juju and put it in, I don't know whether it was real juju or not, but it was just paraphernalia that looked really strange. And put it in an uchumi plastic bag. So of course I'm the person who would have access to the uchumi plastic bags, which was, I think it was stupid.
Like Kenyan uchumi plastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did have uchumi there. So that bit took me back in time, and I'm like, you know, I can actually feel this girl, you know, this innocent woman who has no idea what is happening. I can feel her because, you know, when I was asked, what is this? I'm like, it's an uchumi plastic bag. It's like, no, what's in it?
Yes.
Like, how do I know? I don't know.
Yes.
So yeah, I can identify with that.
And I think,
Wow, that's a very just
and I think,
freaky and very African story. Yeah.
and I think the whole point of this book for me is, as modernized as we are, there's aspects of our African culture that we'll never run away from.
Yes.
You can imagine if in this 21st century, people are still putting juju for you,
True.
then how modernized are we really, you know? And even if you look at the killings that have been happening recently, especially in Kenya, most of the women or the Mpango wa Kando institution is just a replacement of the polygamous institution.
True.
So much so that a man will keep 1 or 2 more women. His wife is even aware that there are 2 other women with his children. Fine, he won't go out and say this is my 3rd and 4th wife, but you guys stay so long together that you stop being a Mpango wa Kando.
Yes.
You know, and it's a fact.
Yes.
That's
a wife.
Yeah.
Even at law, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other aspects about our African culture that really come out that are still there with us are things such as how far people will go to maintain, for example, status quo and their position in marriage. At the end of the day, in this society, a woman is defined to be successful when they are married, which is why the 4th wife, although very educated, ended up marrying that man, you see, because for her, she felt like at least she'll have some identity, and then at least a big name will be behind her, which is what most women feel.
But you do remember, for her, I don't think she was looking for that marriage to get identity. Well, maybe in a way, but you remember her issues, her downward started when she was raped.
Yeah.
When we found out later that she was raped at some point, and you know, her life sort of went downhill. I think for her, she was unable to deal with that. She didn't have anyone to talk to.
Yes.
No?
Before we get into the rape trap, I liked what you said about what Bill was talking about to do with correlating it to what's going on. Like we've had a governor, I don't know if he's guilty or not. The court will determine that. But you find that situation where somebody's being gotten rid of because they're a threat to the hierarchy of the first wife, probably. Probably. Everything
It's
about
a
that.
scenario.
Yes, the scenario. And in this book also, I found Femi, afadhali the person for juju, because juju is those spirits of above. You don't know below. You don't know if they'll work, but poison works. Chemicals work.
That's the 3rd wife.
That's the 3rd wife. That's Femi. She actually pulled. Alisema, bado mtadeal na huyu.
I will deal with this one.
Yes.
And then you end up killing
And
your
invoking
child.
the name of God also in the process.
Yes. And just to do the same thing we are seeing, the correlation we are talking about, modern life. Someone is being taken to a thicket to be killed. Somebody else is being put for, now in the book, poison in the chicken.
To die.
And I was very happy that Bolane was not a Luya. She should be so dead. Yes, if it was Bolane, ni story ingine.
Leave my Luya peeps, please.
Yes.
You're innocent.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
So there's that correlation, like, and what you've been saying, like to protect the status. And let's talk a bit about the ambition of each of these wives. We've already said one was saying when Baba Sige dies. What about the woman who just is like
there?
There was Iya Tope. She's just there because there are women who are like that. You two are very.
She has no opinion.
But they are just
She's
there.
going, but she feels
And
bad about things,
yes.
but she doesn't know how to say no to them or stop them.
Yes.
Actually, I think she's worse than the others.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but if you ask guys, even I have a friend like behind the camera, Kina Hebron, can tell you, Yeah,
That they want that.
Miringo. A lot of men actually like women who are just Eric. I'm not saying them specifically, but if you do a poll and if they open wakifungua raw, they'll tell you they like women who are just chill.
Really?
They'll say, yeah, they'll say you guys are problems. Yeah, Shiko, when will she ever be quiet?
I can't.
To even talk.
Seriously,
Yeah?
I can't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't even lie.
Dealers, somebody may be threatened and say you're a bit too smart. Like, my opinion is
Yeah.
being judged. And I'm just being open as a man.
But for anyone who hasn't read this book, before we get into even the characters and the character plot,
Yes.
how it sounds like an outrageous story. How do you wake up one day and you discover that you have 4 wives and
None.
almost how many children?
7.
Seven
Seven.
children, and none of those children
You see, it
are yours.
happens. You see, it
None
happens.
of those children are yours. I know I've given away the plot too early. I'm sorry
Yes.
about that.
No, I could tell you're just dying to
I'm
jump
going
on
to
that
say-
horse. You're
but-
just like, I
but
must
you know
give
it's
away the
happened in
plot
Kenya.
very early.
But you know it's happened in Kenya. There's
Not
a-
once, not twice,
there's
not
a man-
50 times.
There's a man who's taken a woman to court because he's discovered that 3 of his children, he has 3 children with his wife, none of those kids are his.
So like,
You
I
know,
don't know
that's
whether
so
it's the same
scary.
story.
Just as a man, I'm sure the men, even there, I felt a chill. I always say, make sure you look at that kid, let them, you know that, their children, they're the ones, and hata hakuna haja ya DNA. They are those ones. But if the child just looks like the mother, then some other features are strange. You're like, this one looks like, this one looks like Eric. They remind you of your workmate or your close friend.
But it
At some
happens.
point,
It's not a
these
secret.
days, take tuna nywele,
Peleka.
DNA these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elfu
Go,
kumi.
no, just go, yeah. And it's how much?
Yeah, I think it's like you can get for 10K.
No,
These
it's
days,
10K.
Yeah.
10,000.
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah, just
cheap.
go find out early before you
But what
catch
would you do
feeling.
if you found out
Yeah,
that
what do you
it's
do?
not yours? What do? You walk out
Yes,
or
me, I disown.
the kid?
Yes.
But the
That's-
kid is innocent.
Yeah, but and the mother is guilty.
You should be like Baba Segi.
You know,
You chunga your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the father is the one
no,
who
the
got
law
your
will
kid.
force you, if you have been bringing them up, there's a certain time period, like 6 months. After that, they are considered,
They're yours.
they are yours. So I'm just saying very early. Yeah? Uko, don't start saying that, yeah, na nimezaa mtoto like that, those vultures songs. Mtu kama mimi ni mfupi. Alafu mama pia ni mfupi. Huyu kijana mrefu ametoka wapi? Very important and very early before both the law and love catch up. Yeah, so that you can take a...
But I think it's also again, it's full circles to the same thing of polygamy. You're there, even the women, of course, it's not just the men who are polygamous.
You know, one of the worst things ever, sorry, this is a very brief one, but I've remembered and I felt pain. I was sitting, this is a true story. Last year I was sitting in a pub with this guy, and I can't mention it, this would be death. But another guy walked in, and then he said, look at that girl. I saw these are Nerco there in South B. So I looked, and then I looked at him, and I just said, oh my God. Oh my God.
So, what had
The
happened?
girl walked in with the mother and the husband, and he told us, and he's laughing. He said, that guy is
Are you
paying school
serious?
fees. Honest to God, true story. This is what I'm saying,
I
these
didn't get
things
it.
happen.
So the girl is the
The guy at the bar is the father to the daughter.
Yes.
The girl.
So I
Imagine.
was it a situation? He said, no, the guy has no idea. Yeah, he has 2 kids. He has his son and he has my daughter. And the son is the first one. It's somebody he has a dose with.
But then,
Because he was telling us to now just chomoka from the bar.
yeah.
But then will never realize.
Do
You
you
can't
think-
even go to say hi. But you know, another moment, you're just like,
wait a
But
minute.
do you think sometimes women
the
do this
jawline.
as a favor to the men? Because how do you tell a man you're infertile? How? And he deals with it.
Especially an African man. It's
Especially an
pretty
African
hard.
man. You tell this man, and you know, actually, statistics have shown that there's actually a big percentage of infertile men in Africa.
Really?
But yes,
in Africa.
yes, in
As opposed
Africa.
to, say,
Not,
in
I'm
China.
just saying in Africa because this is our this is our country. This is our continent. But you see, none of these men come out and say, I am infertile. And none of these men will admit. If you tell a man, okay, we're having a hard time getting a child, say we are a couple, right? We're having a hard time getting a child, why don't we go see the doctor and see what's wrong with us, right? What will an African man tell you?
I don't know.
Will you personally, would you go to the doctor if your wife comes and tells
But
you
I'm not
so now?
infertile.
Okay.
These are good to discuss.
Yeah, imagine now,
Yes, yes.
can
Yeah.
you become a writer
Or like,
right
like
now?
Baba Segi.
Yeah, what I'm saying is African men
because
have a very
African men
difficult
want
time.
to pass on.
Yeah.
You want to pass on, like, you know, you feel like ukikufa, yeah?
There's
Like
nothing.
Yeah, these
Your name
Zungu are
dies.
just like, they're okay. They're just fine. They disappear. They are lying even their brother, yani wanapotea kutoka dunia. And then they're okay with it. But like in the story we see Baba Segi,
He's worried about his legacy.
which yes, most African men are worried about. And of course being told you're infertile is like, as we say, umeenda tu hivi.
Evil basi.
Umeenda tu hivi. I think there are some communities,
Yeah.
you know, where you won't even be buried
Yeah, you're thrown
in the
away.
family compound. You're supposed to be,
Na huko.
Uko.
yes, as they call it, you're supposed to be Nauko.
Eh.
So Baba Segi was just scared of Nauko. Yes. But as we read the story, we find out that even his, you know, there was the spiritual part
Yeah.
of when he was younger.
Yeah.
Some spirits he defied. Yes.